Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Hook properly. I hope. Any day now, you coding overloaded, is it? There we go. Okay, that took an embarrassingly long amount of time to hook to the thing, but never mind. Today we're playing some Diablo.
See your kind here. Many adventurers have traveled this way since the recent troubles began. No doubt you've heard about the tragedy that befell the town of Tristram. Some say that Diablo, the Lord of Terror, walks the world again. I don't know if I believe that, but a dark wanderer did travel this route a few weeks ago. He was headed east to the mountain pass guarded by the rogue monastery. Maybe it's nothing.
East. Always east.
You see, shortly after the wanderer went through, the monastery's gates to the pass were closed, and strange creatures began ravaging the countryside. Until it's safer outside the camp and the gates are reopened, I'll remain here with my caravan. I hope to leave for Lane before the shadow that fell over Tristram consumes us all. If you're still alive then, I'll take you along. You should talk to Akara, too. She seems to be the leader of this camp. Maybe she can tell you more.
Fair enough, I will, right after I open the YouTube studio, which is telling me that something's wrong with something. Analytics, etc, etc. No, that's all fine, isn't it? Yes, it is. Stream health, excellent. Yada yada yada. Alright, there we go. Never mind, it just took a minute to latch onto the application, I suppose, or the game. So, Diablo 2 Resurrected today, because old school is cool, as the title says, because I couldn't think of anything wittier or, I'll be completely honest with you, slightly less cringy than that, but, listen. In all due seriousness, it is, because been giving it some thought recently, and I'll talk about it a little bit later on the stream. For now, I just want to do the tutorial, and okay, that's been activated. Kara, hello.
High priestess of the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye.
So you are.
Welcome, you traveler, to our camp. But I'm afraid I can offer you but poor shelter within these rickety walls. You see, our ancient sisterhood has fallen under a strange curse. The mighty citadel from which we have guarded the gates to the east for generations.
East. Always east.
By the evil demon
See, there it is again.
I still can't believe it.
It is from Diablo, isn't it?
Turned many
Where are you
of our
going? East, always
sisterhoods
east.
against us and drove us from our ancestral home. Now the last defenders of the sisterhood are either dead or scattered throughout the wilderness. I implore you, stranger, please help us. Find a way to lift this terrible curse, and we will pledge our loyalty to you for all
God, a
time.
part of me finds it really funny, or rather would find it really funny if
There's a
someone
place of great evil
clipped
in the wilderness.
find a way to lift and then put like a gym compilation after that.
Is filled with shadowy creatures.
I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that that's what I thought of hearing that. It's like
These creatures are
about
massive
2
and
steps
attack against our
above
encampment.
6-7 jokes, but not much more than that. It's oh my God, what
Find
is?
the dark labyrinth.
I'm not proud of that, not at all. But
May the great
at the same time, it's kind of making me smile. I'm gonna be honest with you. Anyways, I'm making light of the situation. The world's about to end, right? Well, not really, but that's kind of the plot of every one of these games, isn't it? So, here's the thing. I used to play Diablo 2, the original, not the Resurrected one, when I was like 8, 10. I don't know. It seems about like it from at this point. In fact, I'm going to Google it. Diablo 2 release date. It was released in 2000. I didn't play it in 2000 though. I played it in like Yeah, Lords of Destruction was released in 2001. So I probably played it around 2002, maybe? Something like that? 3? I don't know, which at the time would have made me actually younger than 10, but no, regardless. I didn't really understand what was going on, and I didn't really know what all of the items and the meta did, but I did understand the simple concept of larger number better, and I had a lot of fun with the game. For all its quirks and imperfections, shall we say, it was freaking awesome, especially at the time. And I'm kind of really looking forward to getting back into it now, just as something to just sort of play in the background semi-mindlessly and talk about other things, which is pretty much exactly what I'm going to use it now, and how I'm sort of imagining this playthrough and this live stream going.
Seems like their victory was short-lived, though. Most of them are now corrupted by Ondario.
Yeah, poor them, or great for them, I'm not sure. Depends really on how they feel about it, but thing is, I also did a little bit of digging before starting this playthrough, because I was curious how difficult is Diablo exactly, and I know that through the early game you can just walk through basically with just punching enemies most of the time, and then you don't really need to think about much, but I was wondering, how difficult is the game later down the line when you need to go through, you know, higher level enemies, new areas, etc., and sort of as the game and its complexity start to sort of influence your choices, builds, and etc., and I was looking at, that is not what I want to see, I was looking at the skill tree, which is T, there we go. So, for example, we have Chaos, Eldritch, and Demon for the Warlock character, which is what I'm going to be playing, and I'm not quite sure which of these spells to go for. I don't know what most of them do. I'm going to have to read it and sort of go through it one at a time. And I was really curious as to, well, you know, how the whole thing would go. And turns out, a couple of things. One, if you're going to be playing single-player solo and you're not going to be focusing on anything in particular and just sort of going through the storyline and everything, the game's not that difficult. 2, Warlock is one of the easier classes to solo and to go through the game, apparently, because it's extremely powerful, and if you want to go through the, you know, optimal build with all the best equipment and stuff like that, yeah, it's very easy, but it's also very much doable and fun and interesting if you don't go that route, and instead you go with the, well, how do I put this, more of a casual approach, where you don't really think about all those things all that much, and you just sort of go through it.
Shall yield to me, or perish.
Yes, I like that very much. I like that very much. Congratulations. Good for you. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so, quick question. Durability 16 out of 16, damage 1 to 4, dagger class, very fast attacks, +1 to miasma, bolt warlock only. Got it. So one of the things I found very interesting in sort of looking back and coming back to Diablo is that everything has durability, and that bows, for example, have ammunition, like arrows that you need to expend and buy new ones, and there's the whole economy of the game is not really streamlined, not like you see in modern ARPGs of this type. It's very much not like that, which is yeah, I mean, unusual, but at the same time, it's a welcome change from modern games, which, I'm going to be honest with you, have been a bit of a disappointment recently. There's a couple of games I've gone through my Steam library and wishlist and stuff, and there's a couple of games that I was really looking forward to that were supposed to come out, say, I don't know, in the last year or so, and, one or two of them got delayed. Most of them came out to like mixed or well, yeah, most of them came out to mixed reviews, not even negative, because even that would be something. But no, most of them came out to relatively positive or mixed reviews, and then you take a look at the game, and I'm like, I don't really want to play this like ever. And so yeah, there you go. I've been kind of disappointed in modern games, more or less. I mean, there's some crown achievements out there, definitely, but at the same time, do I really need that? I don't really need that, do I? I'm a warlock, I don't need that. I use my little dagger here. At the same time, as I was saying, there's some good achievements from the gaming industry out there, but you take a sort of closer look at them and you'll find that most of the great achievements of our time have been remasters recently. And remakes, Diablo among them. And I'm not quite the biggest fan of that. I'll give you another example. One of my favourite Total War games has been Rome Remastered. For all its quirks and problems. Nah. I love Warhammer 3, don't get me wrong, that was awesome. But even in genres and from publishers and companies that I really love, it's been meh. You take a look at Paradox's recent releases as well, a company that I've loved to death for their products for God knows how long now, and even they, right, like Victoria 3, it's alright. I mean, it's not bad, it's alright. You don't see that many people playing it, though. Not to the level that people enjoyed and obsessed over Victoria 2. And then Hearts of Iron, the recent DLCs have been questionable. Europa Universalis 5, everyone was really hyped about it. It was awesome and everything, and etc, etc. And then you got to actually playing it, and it's like, I don't know. So, yeah, we're definitely going to summon a goat man. Oh yeah, definitely. Question, how do I summon the goat man? Ah, right. Put this on 1, put this on 2. So, 2, summon, 1, switch to this. There you go, look at the goat man. Oh my god, the goat man is freaking amazing, look at him. That is actually awesome. I was in here already, checked everything out, cleared it, let's go. I'm assuming the den is that way, but we're going to go this way just to do our due diligence. I'm fully aware that games like this aren't exactly the most interesting to watch, but like I said, something just to play semi-brainlessly in the background while I talk about other things, and I don't want to sound all doom and gloom and negative, but because like I said, it's not all bad, but I just get the feeling that we had a lot more consistent good releases in like the early 2000s and the 90s. You even take a look at some of the like janky, really questionable games that came out in 2005, 6, 7. That was really a golden era as far as I'm concerned. For me personally, probably when I had the most time to play video games, and probably when I played the most, generally speaking. Like, go to school, come back, play a bunch of video games, go to school again, realize you haven't slept. Well, now, to be fair, I did have a semi-decent sleeping schedule when I was younger, but at any rate, like, it felt really consistently fun. Not even in terms of, like, the greatest graphical fidelity or the greatest technological achievement or the most profound, impactful story you can find or whatever. No. But games felt consistently fun. Which is kind of the opposite of what I'm finding recently. Like, I'll find a great game, and it's the story's good, visually it's epic and everything, and it's just... it's not that much fun most of the time. I mean, it depends, but like not really. Oftentimes, at least. That's kind of interesting to me. Am I really overburdened already? Oh my god. Okay, crew dagger 1 to... no, that's terrible. That's actually terrible enough to throw it away. Scroll of Town teleport. I mean, I suppose I could use it. Key. I need to reorganize this inventory. Right, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do potions down here. And then up here is going to be for the junk. And then defense 7. Yeah, we don't want that. Okay, that'll do. I'll try and make it to the next waypoint before I have to TP back. I do kind of obsess over selling absolutely everything, I will admit. But anyways, to return to my original point, I was thinking about it recently, and it's like, I've played a lot of the newer games, and I just found them consistently lacking in the fun department very often, which was the opposite of what I felt like we had back in the olden days of, you know, younger Juggernaut and everything. And I found this line of thinking and sort of this conversation happening often enough on YouTube and Reddit and, you know, social media and whatever, that it can't just be me, right? Obviously not, but it got me thinking, is it just nostalgia? Because most of the time it's just nostalgia, right? Like, you think everything was way cooler and way more interesting than it actually is, and you go back and you actually play those games and it's not that great. Well, just keep me for a second, I'm going to turn down the volume a little bit. I went back and played them.
I am overburdened.
I did, and every time I did, I was like, no, actually, I was right. This is pretty awesome. Or maybe there's a little bit of a tinted glasses nostalgia moment, but at the same time, there's also a lot of... Oh, hello.
Turn back. I can tell that you need more
We'll return to
experience
this in a minute.
safely in the next wilderness. Halt. You should complete Akara's quest before venturing further. Search for the den in the wilderness closer to camp.
Thank you. I will. There is a lot of this, like, you know, it's just tinted glasses, nostalgia, making everything seem more fun and better than it was. And there are a lot of problems with these older games. They had, I don't just mean glitches, but they had, like, quirky moments where you didn't really want to do some of the things that they want you to do, and some quality of life improvements, UI improvements, stuff like that, they could definitely use, so on and so forth. That's all fine and well, but like I said, one consistent thing is they've been really, really fun. Unlike a lot of the more modern games that I've played, with obviously some exceptions, fair enough. But that got me thinking in a different direction. Have I changed? Is it me? Satan playing with demons, interesting. We Riders of the Apocalypse. It is the two of us, isn't it? It's the two of us on the public server yesterday. Oh my freaking god, man, that was. I wrote it down in the Discord thing. We captured what, like 7 tanks on the Armor public server yesterday, like 2 BMPs, 7 T-series tanks, 7 T-series tanks. Oh my freaking god, that was exhausting. I fell asleep. I felt like I actually did, like, the physical labor of having to drag those tanks to the base and everything. That was just exhausting. It was nuts. It was freaking nuts. But just to finish my train of thought, if I can find it again, yeah. So, like, you'd think it was just a bit of that, but a bit of that sort of nostalgia kicking in, but yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so, because you go back and you play those games, they're just consistently fun, even the jankier ones. And it got me thinking that I should maybe sort of lean in on that a little bit, and I thought about restoring a really old PC that I have. And the more I think about it, the more I like the idea. Problem is that enemies are closing in on our fob. I killed 40 when I joined this morning. Yeah, the spawns around that area have been a bit insane, but it was too good not to put the fob down there, because we would have lost the tanks. For those that are going to watch the VOD or are in the live audience now, don't know what I'm talking about. It's the Arma public server community I'm in. Anyways, so yeah, like the more I think about it, the more I like the idea. I have this ancient PC in the attic somewhere, and you play Titan Quest or Banished, maybe. I've heard of Titan Quest, I haven't played it. I also need to figure out what the hell I'm doing here. Enhance your summon and bonus demons. I like that very much. I'm gonna go with that, and then I need some of this stuff. I reckon Vitality is always a good thing to improve in any game, and then Mana is fine. Strength is probably also fine, I guess. I don't know what I'm doing, and that's completely fine. That was the whole point of starting this run. That I have no idea what the optimal build is, I don't even know what my main stat is, and I don't really care. And the reason I don't really care is because I didn't know when I was younger either, and that didn't stop me from having fun. It's not going to stop me from doing it now. Banished, I feel like I did. I'm going to have to Google it. Give me a second. Banished. Let's see, game. Banished. I did play Banished. It's the city builder, right? 2014. I did play it for a little bit. Not that much, though. It's a cool RPG. I played it with my computer when I was younger. It's a great game. Yep. There you go. I know about Titan Quest, though. Titan Quest was really neat. We had those... Oh, my... I thought my demon died, no. We had those, like, magazines back in the day, because we didn't have internet. This is how old I am. Remembers the days before the internet, the Dark Ages, as they called them. Anyways, we didn't have... I mean, we had internet, but you couldn't really find much on it. Not as you could today, at least. But you could really enjoy Banished if you had mods for longer life of your citizens. Yeah. Yeah, I found a lot of quirks in Banished like that sort of turned me off from the game a little bit. I like the persistency and feeling of achievement and stuff, and some of the things in the game got in the way of that. I was going to go, I'm old as fuck. It's basically what the entire stream is about, I mean, let's just be honest. But, anyways, we had those old, like, gaming PCs and stuff, and you'd see news about games in development, software and hardware innovations and stuff like that. Was it, like, PC World or something, I think it was called, and then, there was several. Most of them went out of business at this point, but it was really cool, and I remember Titan Quest was all over those, like, very, very often. Whenever a new DLC came out, or an expansion pack, or it was mentioned for one reason or another, or it was mentioned a lot. I remember it from there. But I don't really think I played it that much. I played a semi-similar game at that sort of... around the same time that Titan Quest was released, and for the life of me, I've been looking for it for, like, the past 2 years, and I couldn't find it. It was kind of like a isometric Deus Ex game. Like, you'd play it from this perspective, but it was kind of like this cyberpunk, steampunk-ish world, and the whole progression was, yeah, you would have skill points and, like, skill tree to progress down, but the main, most important form of progression was with money and with cybernetic implants and enhancements. And I remember that at the very beginning of the game, they would let you see what you can get. So you would go to a store and you could see, like, I don't know, $5 million for a rocket launcher that comes out of your wrist or something like that, and you only had like $5 or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm never getting this. For the life of me, I have no idea what the game is. I tried my best to find it for God knows how long. Oh. That's interesting. Perhaps I should take a look at my health bar every now and again. That was, God, that was... Okay, I mean... Wait, since when do you lose equipment in this game when you die? And your gold? Man, the 90s were tougher than I remember, right? That's interesting. Can I, Okay, let's summon this thing. And then I don't have the bolt anymore. Half of my childhood gaming time went to playing Spore. It's an Oh, I remember Spore. I remember Spore very well. Happy 90s, absolutely. I remember Spore very well. I absolutely love that game. Kind of a... I need to find a dagger. Can I use the bow and arrow? Yes, I can. Oh, wait, that's interesting. Ah, no, I can't. That's funny. You can equip it, you get the animation and everything, but you can't use it. Oh, that is really funny. All right, we'll just let the minion do all the work. You need to attack this one. This one's the more dangerous one. Otherwise, you're gonna be fighting them forever. Which is fine, I suppose, in a way. No. Yeah, right. There you go. Go and attack them. Grind XP for me, you absolute monster. Look at him. Yes, go on. Chase them. Chase them down. Can I get my gear back? Is that a thing? Is that a thing that can happen? I'm going to assume yes. It's the type of game that you can play for 100 hours and every time it's a new experience. It is. It absolutely is. And you had, like, different ways of... Well, surviving, but, like, both on an individual level and on a collective level as well. You can make herbivores, you can make very aggressive predatory species, you can... And then later when you go to, like, the civilization phase, you can cooperate with people, or you can conquer different species and tribes and stuff like that. It was really fun. The space exploration was also really good, but kind of limited, and I remember they came out with an expansion for that later. Don't know how well that, don't know how good that was, but I seem to remember it receiving relatively alright reviews. I'm gonna download that shit right now. Nostalgia pushed me. Oh, I get that so often, man. Like, it's almost a rule at this point. Someone mentions an old game like that somewhere, and a person gets this instinct to re-download it. They don't even know why. It's the same thing with Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. I think I enjoyed the tribal stage the most. I think I like the one before the tribal stage, when you're trying to hunt for food in trees or with other, you know... Okay, that's interesting. I got a... one, and then... I gotta help my guy out. Right, go get him. Go get him. I just really don't want to die again. I'm just gonna get through this first and foremost. Yeah, the one where you go and you need to find those nests and either destroy them or cooperate with them. That was really good. I love that. And then canned stones, can't do much with these, I'm assuming. And then that was all fun, but the most hilarious part was how you evolve. Like, you go and breed with a fellow member of your species, depending on what you've made, and what's popping out is truly, like, completely different from what you originally intended. It was hilarious. It's like this weird mutant offspring. Is that Zeka hunting and killing for you? Did you really capture him for that purpose? Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at him. Although, I mean, given the fact that I know the man, he would probably pick like a CZ pistol or something like that rather than the axe. Although I suppose those haven't been invented yet, so he's going to have to settle for the axe. For now, at least, until I find firearms for him. Bless him. Skill issue. True. Left click to drop, right click to use, I'm assuming. It doesn't say that. Yep, there you go. Alright, teleport back. I need to sell all this stuff. But, as I was saying a minute ago, I've been... Well, I can't read this map. Can I sell stuff to you? I'm gonna assume yes. Trade. Yep. Probably. Okay, chipped diamond can be inserted into socketed weapons. 25 damage to the undead, 20 attack rating for 1,000 armor. I'll keep it, and I'll keep the key, and I'll just move all of this like so. These things I have to sell. Can I control click? Yes, I can. Okay, so we're getting rid of all of these. Good. Not what I need, I don't think. I wonder if I can get a new weapon from someone over here. Oh, and also, just give me a second. Strength and vitality, I think, right? Yep. So it is... Dexterity just increases my defenses. I don't really need that. I don't use it for weapons. I'm going to go with strength, increase the damage, and then later probably vitality. And then a little bit of energy just so I can keep summoning stuff and occasionally using the abilities. I think that makes sense to me the most. Goatman. Can I rename the Goatman? I cannot. God, that would have been... see, that's a quality of life improvement I would really appreciate. Being able to rename the Goatman. That would be freaking awesome. Anyways, as I was saying a minute ago, I had this idea of restoring an old PC, and the more I think about it, the more I like it. It's just a question of timing. Because it's one of those things that the idea gets better the more time passes. It's a vintage thing, right? It becomes more valuable over time. I have this age-old PC with a CRT monitor, and bear with me, but this line of thinking has made me realize I'm a lot older than perhaps I give myself credit for, I suppose. But it's one of those things a lot of people don't understand. Games look better on CRT monitors, especially, well, specifically old games, because they were made for CRT monitors. Also, on the other hand, they might not have the highest refresh rate, and frame rate might be, you know, all your frames might not be showing, fair enough, but as far as colors and picture quality is concerned, CRT is freaking goated. I mean, OLED monitors are kind of catching up to it, but it took us a long while to get to that level of contrast and color. It's kind of embarrassing, right? Like, we've traded quality for performance. Fair enough. I don't mind. I prefer FPS and frame rate and more hertz on my monitor than colors most of the time. But the colors on that thing were, my god, were they gorgeous. And keep in mind, with all the pixelization and everything, games were made for monitors like that. So they would specifically be created, graphically speaking, for monitors like that. And so, yeah, no wonder they look better. And it made me think, maybe not now. Like, now it's not the most impressive thing. It's not the most impressive thing to do it now. But think, like, you know, 2, 3, 4 years from now, you restore a PC from, like, I want to say, like, 2004, 2005, and you put the best possible hardware you can find of the time in it, just for games like that, to play them on a CRT monitor. Beautiful. Now, you could argue, well, why not go in the 90s, why not go even further back, make it truly vintage? Couple of things. One, okay, I got an EXP shrine, I gotta put in some effort now and try and attack and kill as much as I can, because you gotta keep a few things in mind. If something breaks, which inevitably it will, you need to be able to replace it to some degree, you know, at least somewhat easily. As in, you know, not scouring the earth to find the second motherboard of that era that exists that hasn't been destroyed yet, or that still works. So it needs to be relatively replaceable, but at the same time, sort of vintage and cool and old school enough. And that, I think, the sort of early 2000s is the golden age for that, because you can still play games from the 90s. It's not about just the aesthetic, its functionality is also a thing. So you would be able to play, like, the original Doom, the original Wolfenstein and stuff like that. That would be freaking awesome. And yet, on top of that, you would still have, like, good performance. It wouldn't take 3 days to boot into Windows. By the way, you put Windows XP with the classic background of that field with the sun behind it and whatever it was. Yeah, absolutely. And it's not as impressive sounding right now, but like I said, you know, give it time. Give it a few more years. It's gonna be sort of rarer, and you're gonna come across more and more people in your daily life that have no idea what that is, right? Because they weren't around for it. They were born into Windows 7 or something like that. It would be really cool, and I love that idea. And I have like half a PC in the attic, like I said. I can't wait to do that. Like, that would be so awesome. And I already even have a list of games that I want to try and play again that would look better on CRT. Not just that's the thing with CS 1.6. I play it, but it's not the same. Kills are not the same. Yeah. It's also like the resolution matters as well, because if you play on a larger resolution, it's stretched out, and so people are saying, well, you know, it's just nostalgia. You thought the games looked better in the past, and now you actually see them again. It's not. They're not as good looking. It's just, I mentioned this before, like tinted glasses, rose-tinted glasses with nostalgia and everything. I'm not going to say all of it is rubbish. There is a little bit of that where, you know, games looked a lot more realistic to us back in the day when that was the best graphics of the time. But also not quite, because nothing was stretched out, and now it is. With widescreen, you go back and you play, you know, Half-Life or CS or whatever, single player or multiplayer, take your pick. And back in the day, it wasn't as stretched out, or it wasn't stretched out at all. It was native resolution. It was made for that resolution, for that monitor. It was kind of a little bit more uniform in that sense. And now you play it on a 27-inch monitor or a screen, or God forbid you plug it into your TV or something, and you're like, oh, that doesn't look right. No shit, it doesn't look right. Yeah, how could it? Well, I suppose unless you remaster and redo all the graphics and everything, but then that's kind of besides the point. In fact, wait, what's the button? I need to... You see, I didn't choose Diablo for no reason to have this several hour, in all due likelihood, rant on stream. Loot filter, select profile. Starter AMZ, starter Warlock. Ah, these came with the game. That's interesting. Okay, options, gameplay controls. Legacy toggle F5, there you go. Only available in classic and expansion games. Really? I don't have the legacy thing for a Warlock. Oh, that's a crying shame, that is. Never mind. I thought I'd be able to see it regardless. Alright, down to the caves we go, but first and foremost, I would like to upgrade the Goat Man. Oh yeah, definitely. We're upgrading the Goat Man. Goat Man is now much more powerful. Character strength, vitality. I don't really need mana right now. I think I'm going to go with like 2 points into vitality, and then we'll do like 2 points in mana as well. That's fine. Here we go. Caves level 1. Oh, I remember this when I was a kid. These caves were a lot scarier, I'm going to be honest with you. In 2000. But to be equally fair with you on the flip side of things. We're a lot less exposed to all manner of horrible things in video games. And IRL, but that's a different conversation entirely, I suppose. Oh, okay, I do not regret spending a little bit on that mana. It's upgraded my attacking potential by quite a bit. Okay, I should probably go back and sell some of this stuff, although part of me is thinking I should just... Can I turn this on permanently? Is that an option? Video, VSync graphic preset, frame rate, target blending emulator, no. Gameplay probably, right? Display active skill bindings, default key, confine mouse cursor, no. Find difficulty scaling, not what I need. Auto map, control, accessibility, user interface. No? Really? Show items, hold, timed, toggle. Toggle, that's what we need. Show items unfiltered, toggle. There you go. That's what I was looking for. Ah, see? That's what I need. Okay, so hand axe 3 to 6. Do you reckon we can? Huh? Very fast, 3 to 6 damage, 13 out of 6 durability. This dagger's better somehow. I don't quite understand how the low quality dagger is better than the high quality dagger. It's not a high quality dagger, it's just a regular one, but jokes aside, I don't quite understand how that works. But that's okay. Quilted armor, this I don't need. Sash, I feel like I do. It's unidentified though. Right click and then identify, right? Yep, that's how you do it. Although I think that's not the optimum way of doing things. Just, the only reason I'm saying this is I want to say that I know. Right, I know this is not the most optimal way of doing things. You're not supposed to use these scrolls for some reason. There's like a better way of doing it because yada yada yada. I really don't care at this point. I have to be brutally honest with you. The whole idea of doing everything optimally all the time and, you know, following guides and other people's builds and everything kind of ruined the whole ARPG experience for me. When I tried playing, like, I don't know, what did I try? I did a little bit of Torchlight. I did a lot of Grim Dawn, and don't get me wrong, some of those builds are really, really good and they make a lot of sense, but there's so much fun to be had in just exploring, you know, and doing the wrong thing and making the wrong build, quote-unquote wrong, and then just, you know, figuring things out in your own time and not, as stupid as it sounds, kind of not really paying all that much attention to what's going on. And just sort of intuitively going through it all and stuff. There's a lot of fun to be had with that. Okay, crude leather armor. I'm going to assume leather armor is better. Jewel can be inserted into a socket item. Ah. That looks freaking awesome. Look at it. That looks absolutely freaking awesome. Okay, I do want the leather armor though. Can I switch to like this? I'm going to try and free up some space for the leather armor. Yeah. It is also unidentified. Oh yeah, it's good. 17 defense, good durability, fire resistance, repairs 1 durability in 33 seconds of wearing it. Infinite durability? Your voice is my lo-fi music for studying. Oh man, thank you so much. That is yeah, a bit of a narcissist and say that is absolutely freaking awesome to hear. Thank you. It'd be a bit dishonest to say that I'm not trying to go for that, although trying is a bit, I don't know, not purposefully speaking in a different way, but I just really appreciate I need to kill this guy and then focus for a second, and I'll come back to that in a moment. It's a teeny tiny bit difficult to aim this bolt of whatever it is. Alright, there we go. I just really appreciate people with how would you call that, like, I genuinely don't know how to describe it. It's like pleasant to listen to voices, right? But in a sense of not put you to sleep, relaxing. It's just a warm tone, or sometimes it's the accent, sometimes it's yeah, stuff like that. And it might not even necessarily have to be relaxing, but like, there's just some people that you love listening to. Morgan Freeman, right? Everyone's favorite. And nobody dislikes the voice of Morgan Freeman. Voice of gold, they say, and stuff like that. And you sort of almost subconsciously try and not imitate the way of speaking or the tone or the accent or anything, but you try and sort of go for that kind of vibe, right? You try and... when you appreciate something a lot, you just sort of try and replicate it subconsciously almost, and... yeah. I think that made a lot more sense in my head when I was trying to describe it than when it came out, but I think I got the point across more or less. I have the world's greatest stash of health and mana potions, and I really don't see myself using them anytime soon. And then there's jewels that I'm missing out on over here. Okay, you know what? I think this warrants a teleport. Except not really, because I know what's coming towards the end of this, right? Yeah. Although to be fair, like, it's the early game, nothing is really all that important. Just give me a second, I was charging my mouse up until this point, I can plug it now. There we go. Oh, sweet wireless freedom. Freedom. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'll tell you what. One thing I don't miss, wires on mice. That was one of the great leap forwards of our time, when wireless mice became better than wired ones. I mean, they're kind of not, still. At least the more regularly priced ones, but some of the premium options, if you're willing to pay, absolutely are, and I appreciate that. Appreciate the hell out of that. Okay. Bit of a... oh god. Character turned blue, I don't like it. My character's still blue, I don't like it. I want to dive deeper into the shite hole in which I find myself. Oh, there we go, finally. Lovely.
I am overburdened. I am overburdened. I am overburdened.
What do you mean you're overburdened? You can't even grab a ring? Get it? Get it? Did my dagger just break?
I am overburdened.
It absolutely just broke. I can repair these, correct? I seem to recall being able to repair daggers and weapons and armor and everything. Okay. So, first and foremost, don't need the bolts. Don't need the arrows. Don't need the other arrows. Just get rid of that right now. Next, throwing knives. Can sell them. Replace the dagger. And I can sell that as well. Chipped amethyst, ring, mana potions. Good. Ring is unidentified. We can fix that. Rugged ring plus 9 to maximum stamina. Shift plus left click to equip. Equipped. There we go. Like I said, stamina not the most important stat, but if it's a ring and the slot's empty, why not? Jewel, leave that for later. Potions, don't need that. This, don't need this. Everything is fine. Alright, now, new skill. We can improve the miasma bolt. Sigil, ring of fire. Ooh, the ring of fire. And then Eldritch. I should probably take a minute and read through some of this stuff. Cheers. Because I need to know what I'm getting myself into. This seems to be the tree for more active spells that you lay down, right? Attack spells and stuff like that. Not bad. Don't want to invest too much into it, because I'm not going to be putting down flame waves on top of like rings of fire, on top of sigils, on top of all the... I'm not going to cast like 10 spells. I'll do 1 to 2 at the most. And then we have Eldritch, which seems to improve the levitating weapon attack. Good. Improve your ability to levitate your equipped weapon with your mind. Attack rating, damage, critical chance, weapon requirements go down. Very good. And then hexes your weapon to repair enemies and add magic damage. Also very good. And then demon. Also very good. I'm repeating myself to an obnoxious degree, but look at all this stuff. None of it's like plus 2% attack damage, plus 3% armor piercing or whatever, because that's boring as all hell. I mean, you do have passive upgrades, don't get me wrong. Passive upgrades are not the problem, it's completely vague and situational and minor passive upgrades that are the problem, none of which is this. So, skill tree. I want to do Hex. Bane. So, if I go here, and then Hex on 3, Hex 1. Weapon's been hexed now, right? It's hexed forever, question mark? I would assume so. Because summoning the whatchamacallit, the goat demon is permanent. And so this should be permanent too, he says, hoping to be right. More so than actually questioning what he just stated. Oh yeah, that feels hexed. I don't know if I'm making sense, but that feels like I'm doing more damage. That's good. Entering caves 2. Or level 2, I suppose. Let's go with 3 more vitality, 2 more strength. Although I think I'm starting to get a feel for the leveling of the character, and I'll share that with you. So, over to... where is it? It's the stats. It's not the skills tree, it's the character tree. There you go, or the character page. So, hear me out, right? What's the main stat for a warlock? Vitality. Oh, what the hell is this idiot talking about? Here's the thing. Energy, you only need as much as you're going to use. Most of my skills come in sort of one-time casting. So you hex the weapon, you summon the goat man, and they're not a drain on your mana, which means you don't need that much energy. The offensive spells, for the build that I'm going with and the sort of idea that I have for the character, you don't need that much in the way of mana to keep casting them. Like 1 or 2 spells, okay, you'll increase it occasionally, but it's not the main stat. Dexterity is pretty much useless. Well, I mean, okay, increasing your defense is not completely useless, but more or less useless. Especially because I try and not actually be the one fighting, and I'd try and get the Goatman to do most of the fighting and other demons. Strength. Obviously, increasing your attack, miasma bolt damage, attack rating, all that's good, but hear me out. Most of my damage comes from my spells, which come from my levels, not from the actual skills that I'm using, or not from the character stats that I'm using. Meaning, the only stat that I really, really, really need is vitality. And everything else is sort of... it's definitely there, don't get me wrong, but... it's also not the most important thing. He's the Web Slayer. That was a boss fight. I didn't really realise it. Why did my... give me a second. I'll tell you something really, really incredibly annoying about YouTube. It switches chat options from live to top chat automatically sometimes. And it's the bane of my existence. Because as a result, you will occasionally miss... my Goatman died. Zika, my goat died. Okay, summon it. Back to 1. Kill this thing. Okay, should be good. Just try and stay out of danger. Good, 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 good. Right, excellent. Open up the chest. Oh my god.
I can't carry any more.
Of course you can't carry any of it. Okay. More inventory. Tetris. Which is fine. It's completely fine. I have this dagger, which I need to identify, but now I need to be careful with what I'm identifying. Because I don't have that many identify spells. Although, if I may, using some of these potions might not be the worst idea in the world. Because I have a metric ton of them. Okay, that freed up some space. Not the most. Freed up some of it, so I can pick up the Grand Charm. Keep in inventory to gain bonus. I don't remember these being a thing. Could be that I just never picked one up and never bothered to...
I can't carry any more.
But no, I don't remember these being a thing. These are newer addition to the game. The remaster, I mean, and everything. I don't remember charms being a thing like that. Interesting, certainly. I do like the idea.
I am overburdened.
Okay, good. So, that's all over and they're all gone. I'm now thinking I have to use the scroll to TP back. I'm just wondering if I can go back to where I teleported from, which... I may... Yeah, I can. I definitely can. It stays behind. Okay. Good. Akara, you're my favourite merchant for today.
Welcomes you.
Trade. Here's the thing. Don't need it. So it's control left click to sell. Control left click to sell. Okay, didn't let me do it the first time. And then I'm going to get rid of all of the smaller potions. Rejuvenation, that's fine. I'm going to put them at the bottom layer here. So mana followed by this. Okay, lovely. I don't need all of these. Stamina potion, absolutely useless. Yes, yes, good. Now, on top of all of this, jewels are fine. Chip diamond, amethyst. Yeah, don't need these, so we're going to get rid of them. Probably can get rid of the dagger. Sell value on this one is 1. Yeah. Sell value on this one is 30. 767 on this one. This is a very good dagger and I wasn't even aware of it. Well, I was partially aware of it, I suppose. I need to buy something now. And I'm not sure who sells
Welcome.
what I need.
Where can
Do you
I
happen
take
to sell anything useful? No. That's the portal. Geed. Gehed? Geed? Geed.
Good day to you.
Gamble. You know the state of the gaming industry is bad when I click the gamble button and I expected to find a loot box, and I'm not even joking. I thought they redid the gambling thing, and that I'm just gonna have to literally, like, I don't know, play the slots or something like that.
Good evening.
Well, not have to, but you know what, like, I have the option to. No, okay, that's okay. So, what do you have? More of a warrior merchant, right? Weapons, armor, stuff like that. Not really my thing. And so that chassis, that leads me to you.
What you need?
You can repair my stuff, can't you? Repair all equipment. Repair all equipment, there we go. So that's 207 gold. Christ. I mean, yeah. I have to do it, but... Christ. Now, I'm going to need 4 identify scrolls. Do you happen to have any? No. No, you do not. Akara, maybe. Even though I just talked to you a minute ago. Tome of Identify, quantity 3 of 20. Yes, you don't have a scroll, you have a Tome of Identify. mean, that's not bad either. For 320 gold, though? I mean, what else am I going to spend gold on, right? Wait, what? Oh, you have an infinite amount of these. It's just that each time I buy it, it's 3 uses. Right. Okay. Well, here's the thing. And then the dagger. And then one of the jewels. Insert scrolls. Oh, I am a bit stupid. You buy the tome, you insert the scrolls inside it, and you save inventory space. That is genius. That is genuinely genius. Okay, other question. Dagger of craftsmanship. 1-hand damage 1 to 5. Durability 50% basically. +1 maximum damage, +1 levitation mastery. Warlock only. Damage 1 to 3. Damage 1 to 5. Which of these do you think is more expensive? Do you think this one's more expensive, right? Don't you? Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. Durability. This one has very good durability too. Yeah, we're going with this dagger instead. We are definitely going with this dagger. So, I need to talk to Chelsea again. Hi. Turns out I don't need it, but you can repair the other thing for me. Perfect. Now, if only, yeah, if only I could find some sort of potions sack or something rather. That would be good. Unfortunately, probably not a thing.
I can't carry anymore.
Should have sold this thing too. Completely forgot I had it. That's alright though. There we go. And then there's more potions over here, but I don't really need them. Skill shrine. Oh, look at that. We no longer have skill issues. Excuse me, do I no longer have... I don't. That might not necessarily be such a bad thing, though. Yeah, I don't have the... I forget what the name of the skill is called. Miasma Bolt. I no longer have the Miasma Bolt. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Because it means I can transition to something a little bit different. Because it is the basic spell, although that's, again, not necessarily a bad thing either. It's not like each progressive spell is more powerful than the next, they're just different most of the time, but... regardless... Am I just plain stupid? Don't answer that. What's... Excuse me. Quest log. Look for the den in the wilderness outside the Rogue's camp. We're looking for it, it's just that I have a feeling Caves 2 are supposed to be... How do I put this? Like, they're supposed to have a bit more of a result to them. a satisfactory conclusion of sorts. Oh well. I guess not. And I just manually go through all of it. Back to the beginning. Yes, I mean, okay. And then if I miss something, I missed it, I suppose. What can you do about it, right? It is what it is. Right, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's get out of here. And then this way, right? Yeah. I feel like there's a better way of doing this, but maybe that's just not true. Okay. We are out. What's the well up here? What does it do? It's literally just a well. It doesn't do anything. Okay. I mean... Oh, I need to hex the new weapon as well, don't I? Ah, nearly forgot that. There you go. Moving on, I suppose. Entering the burial grounds.
Make for such poor servants.
Undead made for such poor servants. I feel like that's directly a little quip against the Necromancer.
I am overburdened.
And there is no reason to have such quips against the Necromancer. Necromancer's a well-respected class. Okay, it literally isn't on a respect... Yeah, okay, it literally isn't. But as far as, you know, damage is concerned and stuff, it's my first class ever playing Diablo. I love the Necromancer. Because I knew roughly what the game was about, like killing monsters, combat and stuff, and I thought to myself, well, hold on, if the point of the game is to fight things, wouldn't it be the ultimate power move to have someone else do all the fighting for you? Huh? Makes sense, right? Just have someone else all do all the fighting. Okay. Are we good? What the freaking hell was that? Seriously? Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, quest log. Return to Kashya for a reward. Okay. Will do. Reward for surviving the lightning strike, I suppose. I don't know. Cracked dagger. 1 to 3 damage. That's very much not good. I love the little attention to detail, how the corpses that have been hung on the tree are still sort of twitching and moving in the wind. That's very grim, that. To be honest with you, very, very grim. Okay, hand axe. This one, to be honest, is not very good. However,
I can't use this yet.
Oh, this one's unidentified, so I can't use it. Really? I should be able to put it in there, though. And then the scimitar is just going to have to stay. The Qatar might not be a bad weapon either.
I can't use this yet. I can't use this yet.
Okay, tell you what, I'm dropping the short bow to pick up the Qatar. Short bow's way too heavy. Heavy. Takes way too much inventory space. Yeah, that's good. So I've stocked up on all sorts of weapons and items and stuff that I need to sell now. I get the feeling, I could be completely wrong about this, right? Take everything I say with a pinch of salt, because I haven't played this game in... Well, if you want to be very mathematically correct about it, I have not played this game in 25 years or so. God, that sounds awful. That was probably less, probably like 22, 3, maybe, something like that. So I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, right? However, seems to me like grinding for money is actually kinda useful. It depends on how the costs go up later down the line, but it looks like you can buy scrolls of identifying to identify items to hopefully pick up better items for yourself in the future. That's fairly obvious, that's fine. But on top of that, you also need money to repair all your stuff. You need, like, you have running costs, essentially. And then there's utility items that you also need to pick up. Scrolls of teleport, potions, not so much. I'm selling a lot of them right now, but you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. Makes sense.
I can't use this yet.
And I can't use it because it's not identified. Okay, tell you what, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Brimstone Carapace. Definitely seems better than the thing I have. I mean, the self-repair is awesome. Do you have Warno, maybe? I think I saw you playing it. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I love Warno. I absolutely love it. There's some messages on Discord. Sorry, just give me a second. I need to check something. I'll be AFK for about 2 or 3 minutes, maybe. I'll talk about Warno after that, because it's a freaking awesome game. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna go back to game capture. So, just gonna do something. I had like 7 different missed calls on my phone because I turned off the sound from it. I have no idea who called me. Well, I have some idea, but I'll look into that later. I just want to make sure it's not an emergency or anything. So, where was I? Yes, Warno. Warno is freaking awesome. It's on sale for €16. I would say it's absolutely worth it on sale for €16, but the DLC for it is really, really good, and you're gonna really want to get it as well if you like the game, because how do I put it? It's not additional content. It's parts of the game. Like, it's more of the game that's been locked away from you, unfortunately. Can I grab this by dropping the potions? Yes, I would assume so. Good. So, for example, a lot of the DLC contains army generals, maps, and campaigns, which is the vast majority of what I play. Actually, it's the only thing I play in the game. I'm not a big fan of the multiplayer. If you get into the multiplayer, tons of content there for you without any of the DLCs. But the campaigns are kind of mandatory if you're going to look at it from a single-player point of view. And I had it pirated. I'm planning on buying it. Yeah, it's a different experience when you buy it, because you have access to some of the mods. It doesn't have the world's greatest modding community, mind you. Not that the guys aren't doing, the guys making the mods aren't doing a great job. It's just that the moddability of the game isn't the greatest. But you do get access to the Steam Workshop, and it matters. It'll improve the experience significantly, I would say. So technically speaking, I can go to the mausoleum right now, right? Suffice it to say, I'm not exactly looking forward to that. Red Dragon has better modding community. Probably. Thing is, with Red Dragon, right? The game's been out for longer, and it stopped receiving updates. So it's kind of easier to mod when you don't have to account for having to maintain your mods. You just it's a done and dusted kind of thing, right? Whereas with Warno, it's continuously getting more units, more upgrades. Things are being reworked and stuff, so it's a little bit more difficult. I'll buy it later, so you should expect the invite for a duel. Oh man, here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate the multiplayer aspect of Warno. I really do, and I'll explain why. I play a game called Regiments. It's a similar kind of game, same sort of concept of, modern times, war, strategy game, etc., etc. You get the point. Thing is, though, with Regiments, you didn't have to micromanage everything. With Warno, micromanaging your units is extremely important. Like, you want to make sure that your scout unit is just in the right angle to spot the enemy before they spot them, and etc., etc. With Regiments, you sort of give them a general order of this is where I want you to go, and they'll figure it out. They'll get into cover, and so on and so forth. Warno's a little bit more micro-intensive because it's sort of geared towards multiplayer, and you need a certain amount of mechanical skill as well as general knowledge, I suppose, to pull it off, and it's sort of in that way it's increasing the skill cap. The problem is that when Warno does that, it kind of gets a little bit gamey, right? Like, on paper, if I'm commanding a battalion level force, I really shouldn't go down to the squad level and tell people where to go. Now, okay, you don't command individual units, but at the same time, I really shouldn't have to take a single tank and micromanage it behind the correct tree and stuff like that. I also shouldn't have to tell it when to use smoke as a battalion commander. Like, you don't exactly go to the battalion commander for permission to launch countermeasures either. And so it gets a little bit gamey, and that's a good chunk of what the multiplayer relies on. And so, for that reason, not a big fan of the multiplayer.
Turn back.
If I don't know if it has co-op. I never looked into that. It might.
Halt. You should complete
For Army
Akara's
Generals,
quest
maybe?
before
Oh,
venturing
co-op for
further.
Army Generals would be
Search for the
awesome.
den in the wilderness
Like, I give you... Well, one of us plays the... rear... What would you call that? The, Well, the Army General, isn't it? It's in the name. God, I'm fucking... It's literally in the name. So one of us plays the Army General, and then when actual battalion level combat starts, you get, for example, the mechanized infantry, I get the airborne, or I get the helicopters, or whatever, doesn't matter. That would be really, really awesome to play. But as far as competitive stuff is concerned, this is not really my thing. Can you play co-op Army General? I don't think so. That would be really awesome, though. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm gonna have to look. Oh, in fact, I can probably just check. Warno Army Generals co-op. Army General co-op campaign. Army General co-op. It is possible. Looking for a co-op body for... Yeah, it is possible. It is. You can play Army Generals co-op. I did not know that. That is freaking awesome. Never really checked. Well, to be fair, I don't think I know anyone that plays Wano. But yeah, it's really good. I'm gonna... God, I hesitate to put this on stream for fear of being judged, but here we go. There's a mod for the game, and it's called... Well, there's two mods, technically. I don't think they've been updated yet for the latest version, but there used to be mods called NATO Buff and Pact Buff, respectively. You need DLC, we can play the base game. We can play the base campaigns, I'm pretty sure, without any problem. So there's a couple of campaigns that, yeah, if you want to unlock the additional ones, it's DLC, but you don't need to. The base ones are just fine. So there's a mod, and it's called NATO Buff and Pact Buff, respectively. And what it does is, you can guess from the name, it buffs the NATO units or the Pact units, depending on who you want to play as. Does it make them a little bit ridiculously powerful? Yes. Does it make them unfairly powerful compared to the opposite units? Yeah, absolutely, yeah. You have more range, your troops are better, your camouflage is better, your optics are better, etc., etc. It's cheating, right? It makes your units more powerful than the enemy units. Fair enough, it is. But it's so much fun. Like, here's the thing. I heard someone say this the other day in the Discord. Favorite thing to do, right? Play Dawn of War on easy mode. Put the bots on easy and then just have fun with them. Not, try-harding to beat them, just messing around. Like doing artillery only or something like that. Like, and just sort of messing around with the AI. Same thing here. Absolutely love it for those reasons. It knocks the challenge out of the campaign, absolutely. You're not try-harding to win. You're not going to have a lot of trouble defeating the enemy in that sense. But, my god, is it fun for some things. Like, you can play around with ambushes, you can play around with, like, these kill zones, especially when you sort of start to realize how the AI operates. It's very good. And, on top of that, that's the way I was playing Wano all the time. It's just satisfying. Yeah. Except, I love getting into the details of the game right now. So, if you put the AI in Wano on easy, it doesn't make the AI more stupid. So the AI, in terms of its decision-making and stuff, will be more or less the same as on the hardest difficulty. The only difference is that it'll deploy fewer units, which is not exactly fun. I mean, I want them to come at me with tanks and stuff. If I'm playing on easy, I don't want to have fewer enemies to deal with. And so this Pact Buff and NATO Buff mods are kind of achieving... They're kind of an alternate easy mode, basically, for the game. They just make your units better, but you can put the difficulty of the game on hard or very hard, or whatever it's called in the game, and you sort of get a mix of both worlds. So the best thing is, you do that, and then the AI will send aircraft, helicopters, and everything after you, and now you have to defend. But that's not even the best part about the mod, and it sort of kills me to admit this. The mod has so many quality of life improvements that affect both you and the AI that it's kind of difficult to play without it, despite the unit buffs, which is sort of what the main thing is. So one of the things that the mod does is it makes it so that supply trucks have a metric ton of supplies. And that means you don't have to micromanage them all the time. You send a supply truck somewhere, it will resupply and refuel everything you need it to resupply and refuel. You don't need to rotate it out for, like, the next truck, and then the next truck, and then the next truck. It takes a lot of brain power away from you. It's a bit annoying, right? Because they don't carry a lot of supplies, so you have to constantly rotate them. You bring one in, it unloads all of its supply, you need to sell that one, then you need to bring another one, and etc, etc. It's not the best. And so, with more supplies, that's not as much of an issue. Logistics is actually a little bit more fun now. On top of that, it also increases the range in which supply trucks operate. So you park it, and then the tank that you want to resupply doesn't have to park right next to the truck. It can be within I think it's like a 500-meter radius or something like that. Yeah, I think so. I think it's around 500 meters for supply vehicles. Which is unrealistic. I mean, you can't exactly resupply a tank that's 500 meters away from your truck. But conversely, I challenge you to this. A battalion level or a general or a battalion level commander shouldn't necessarily have to decide where the truck is going to park within these 50 meters to resupply the unit, right? You should be able to just go and tell it, right, there's a platoon of tanks at these coordinates, go and resupply them. You're not going to check in with me every 2 minutes to ask me, right, is it okay if I park next to this bush, or do you want me to go to the next one? Just get to the friggin' tank, right? And removing this sort of level of micromanagement, I think, is freaking awesome. On top of that, this mod also increases the amount of units available on the battlefield for both you and the AI. It gives you more stuff more points to play around with, and it makes the battles way more fun. Because again, you're not relying on one tank to do all the heavy lifting. You can deploy a platoon of them, 3 or 4 tanks. Makes the battles a lot more realistic, especially, I mean, if you're a battalion level, you have a battalion level strength that you're playing with, sometimes several battalions. Why would the fate of the entire battalion hinge on one tank, right? You have like 50 of them. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you have like at least 3 or 4 platoons of tanks. Why would I only use one for the entirety of the battle? Like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, It just makes sense to,
You have cleansed the den of evil. You've earned my trust.
I have indeed cleansed the den of evil. Ooh.
Your reward is training in the skill of your choice. It is clear that we are facing an evil difficult to comprehend, let alone combat. There is only one Haradrim sage, schooled in the most arcane history and lore, who could advise us. His name is Deckard Cain. You must go to Tristram and find him, my friend.
Okay.
Pray that he still lives.
Well, I'll let you know either way, right? Definitely. So, these two are now gone. I like the little animation thing. We're now focusing on this. The search for Cain. Go through the underground passage to the Dark Wood. Search for the Tree of Inifus and recover the scroll. Not gonna lie, kind of a word salad, but I get it. Now, yeah, so I have Levitation Mastery. Attack all enemies in expanding arc. That costs mana as well. Echoing Strike, Purge. Bind the life force of your demon to protect from enemy attacks. I don't understand what that means exactly. Passive. Bind the life force of your demon to protect from enemy attacks. First level. Life of your demon plus 50%. Resistance plus 50. Oh, right. When you say bind, it kind of makes it sound like my health is tied to his, which would be terrible. He doesn't want that, trust me. Yeah, this is okay. Forces your demon to teleport to and attack an enemy. Micromanaging my demon. No, don't like that. Like Blood Oath, and I probably like these things as well. Yeah, we're gonna go with this and then later try and get to Miasma Chain. And Abyss, probably. That'll be good. Yeah, that'll be good. Where's these woods that I need to go to? Stonyfield Cold Plains. Well, actually, hold on. Hate to do this, but I do apologize, but I need to sell stuff. Yeah, so we're definitely getting rid of this. And then... Okay. Let's identify something. I want to identify the axe. Probably not that great, huh? Nah, not really. Sell value on these things is absolutely nothing when you don't identify them. I don't like it. I really don't. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Suppose I can sell this and then buy this. And then buy... Yeah, but this will just give me 2. I mean, it's better than nothing. It's assassin only, so it's not really useful for me. 128 to sell. Okay, you know what? I'm not selling it. I'll take it to the stash and leave it for a future assassin build that I may or may not make at some point. Probably won't, to be honest with you, but... What the hell? Show with offline characters. Shared. There you go. Lovely. Okay, beautiful. So, we're now in the Blood Moors. I would expect to find the woods in the opposite direction, right? Like down here. That's all sealed off. I have to cross. See if I can cross here. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Alright, not over here. Interesting. Can't cross here as well. If I can just find it, I'd be... I say that, I could just go to the mausoleum. That's probably where it's gonna... It's probably where I have to go, isn't it? And I'm just walking there like a... extremely silly person. Yeah. Oh well, I mean... Yeah, I could have just teleported over here. I thought it was the other way around, but it doesn't matter. We'll get there eventually. Besides, it's more more fighting and hopefully more scrolls of identify to find. Maybe. Possibly. But, oh yeah, I completely forgot to mention, if you're familiar with Red Dragon and you like Red Dragon, you're absolutely going to love Wano. It's just more of the same. It's just better, honestly. It's like the next evolution of it. It'll definitely feel very, very familiar with just more, just more refined, in a sense, right? Just more refined. Right, there we go. Scroll of Town Teleport. Does it automatically go into yeah, it does. It automatically goes in the tome. That is good. That is very, very good. So I don't have to mess around with it. I don't know if the woods that I need to go to are going to be to the sort of north west of here, or they're gonna be on the other side of the mausoleum that I'm about to enter, but the mausoleum seems like an interesting place to go, because there was a boss fight outside of it, and nothing really pushed me into the mausoleum in terms of quests or anything, so I'd love to see what I can find in there. Does the demon teleport if I need it to? Yeah, it does. Alright, there you go, we've learned that as well. Alright, to the mausoleum! A low quality buckler and some more healing potions. Ouch. Sodding things keep exploding. Another scroll of identify. Made the trip already worth it, and then loot and text explosion everywhere. Oh dear. Look at that. Alright, first and foremost, key, gold. A light mana potion, healing potion. Quilted armor, small charm. Okay, I definitely want to identify the cap, because yeah, the one I have is atrocious. And then I don't really want to pick up anything else. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. Mana, crude, healing, healing. Okay, you know what? Healing potion. Mana potion. Mana healing potion. Regular healing potion, there you go. Rejuvenation potion, fine. No, even I think even that is too much, but fair enough, I guess. They even have like the shield blocking animations. There's some really neat little details that you can notice. Yeah, I really like that. Appreciate the attention to detail. Club. It's looks alright. Might be worth a bit of money. I've got the. I'm gonna tell you what. It's happened. It usually takes a bit of a while, but it's happened. I've got the hook for the game now, because I'm looking forward to gathering money and then spending it on things, because I've got my teeth sunk into the economy, metaphorically speaking. Because now I'm thinking, right, I need to invest some more money into this to find better loot, to sell it, to be able to repair the items, running costs, etc., etc. I'm thinking I'm speaking the game's language in terms of the economy and the gold and everything, so, yeah. Well, in all ways, apart from, I suppose, the most important one for the end game, which I think are the gems. At least that's what I've heard. That jewels and stuff like that are the most important for the end game. But I don't know enough about that right now, and I'll be completely honest with you. Seems slightly silly that it wouldn't be the item itself that's the most important, but the gem that you put inside it. That's, at least from what I've heard, that's the meta or whatever. Don't like that. Don't like that. Also, don't think it really matters when you're just soloing the game and, you know, you're not really overly obsessed with having the best stuff, and plus it's all offline, so it's not like I'm rushing to complete anything or playing new game plus, or however many pluses they can fit in there or whatever. So yeah, it's all fine. It's all good and well. Boom. There we go. Throwing knife. Are they useful at all to me? Probably not, right? Definitely not. Scroll of identify, another one. Right, being a bit lucky with those. And I'm here for it. Okay. Another scroll that I missed. Lovely, that's everything, right? I think so. Yep, looks like it. And that is everything. So, to the burial grounds. Thing is, though, there's another mausoleum entrance down here. And this scimitar's going to annoy me if I don't pick it up. I have no idea if it's any good or not. Probably isn't, but... Ah, so that was the mausoleum, this is the crypt. I'm told there is a difference. What exactly, I am unaware, but there is a difference. Turn this off for a second. Buckler and Qatar Scroll Town Teleport. Much prefer to pick this up. I think for some of the rarer items, it's worth to identify them just for, you know, for the sake of selling them at a higher price. Although it is, I suppose it is a teeny tiny bit of a gamble, maybe. But yeah. Sash, club, more potions, and another chest. I'm expecting another loot explosion, right? Mostly minor healing potions and stuff. Actually not that useful. Can definitely use a town teleport. Scroll, I think I've earned it at this point. But it does seem like the game, with the inventory size and everything, doesn't really incentivize picking everything up and selling it, which is... I don't know, there's a latent Borderlands player inside of me in every single game that I play, and it's just waiting to come out every time there's a bunch of loot on the ground to just hoover everything up, like, nom 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 nom. That said, though, it is somewhat ironic that the barrels I'm breaking for loot have done more damage to me than the enemies in this level. That is, the irony of that is not lost on me, I promise you. Alright, and then minor healing, dagger, not really worth it, I don't think. And we go this way, and that's about it. So there was, what? There's a club over here that I could have picked up. Meh, not really worth it, neither is this. Thought about teleporting to town and then coming back to pick all these things up.
Can't carry anymore.
Nah, don't think I'm gonna do that. Alright, excuse me for just a second. There we go. Okay. Tell you what, though. I think we've cleared out a nice chunk of, well, everything we've come across right now, but we've cleared probably a nice chunk of this area. I'm gonna quickly drop this and return to the camp. And probably figure out which way to go next time. But for now, 2 hours of the stream,
Yes?
not particularly grand, I will grant you. However, charm is worth 1,000. Okay. Okay. Extra gold from monsters. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. And this is assassin only. I'm going to identify this as well. Was that worth it? Raid. 261. Self-heavy 50. No. No, it wasn't. Oh well. Alright. I'm just going to sell these. And I reckon that's about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. And whether you're part of the live viewing audience or you're going to watch this as a VOD, it's been my sort of foray into Diablo, dipping the toes in the water, so to speak, and I like it. I really do. It's a fun game. It's a return to older and simpler times, and yeah, turns out old school is indeed cool. Really need to come up with a better idea for naming streams like this, but I will play more of it on stream every now and again. I think it's going to be my go-to game for just putting on in the background and talking about whatever comes to mind for a couple of hours. But at any rate, I do have some work to do right now. I need to go around town and have some paperwork to do. I have some I need to take the car to the mechanic and so on and so forth. So I will be back later today with probably another video for the regular uploads. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you all soon. Until then, have fun, take care, and bye-bye.